Hey, hey, can you see me? Awesome. Hello, ladies. I'm just trying to get my stuff set up here. I've probably already received like at least a dozen emails from people who said they've got basketball practice, or they're already traveling for Thanksgiving or something, and that they're going to watch this later, but that they couldn't be here live tonight. So I know that our numbers are going to be a little bit down. Ladies, listen, I'm going to start because I don't want to waste your time. I see 3 of us on here right now. I've got a notification that several others are just listening. So listen, we're just going to go through our stuff. I think I've hit the record button to make sure that everybody gets to see this later. Let's see, pause or stop recording. Good, so I'm doing the right thing. So listen, for everybody who's watching later, I'm sorry that you weren't able to make it. We are doing a drawing again today based on the people that are here. So Kaylee and Sophia and Carrie's numbers have all just gone up in terms of being able to win this month's prize. But the theme of this month is called Practicing Gratitude. And it's a Thanksgiving challenge that we started a year ago. And it got tons of feedback from students, from parents. I think that a lot of times when we're playing music and when we're in maybe a small band at our school, or even if we're doing band virtually, sometimes it can feel a little lonely, where maybe we're by ourselves practicing, maybe your band isn't even meeting, or maybe you only practice once a week with the band, so the rest of the week you're kind of on your own learning. And so to be able to do an exciting challenge like this has given a lot of people some inspiration. So your mission, if you choose to accept it, let me give you the basic summary of the Thanksgiving challenge, and that's this: to send in a photo of a video of you sharing your music with others. All right, and the Thanksgiving time is the perfect time for it. Now, I know, and we'll talk about COVID's kind of messed up with that. Some people aren't going to be able to see their families and this and that. But we've got a couple ideas, and I want to just share with you a couple things. First of all, sharing your music and talents with others is part of what makes music so exciting. Listen, people want to hear you play music. They do. I think we're really embarrassed if we have to play, maybe if you're asked to play a solo in front of your class, oh no, I got to get up and do something like that. That can be a little nerve-wracking, but people want to hear, they like to hear you play music. People want to hear you, they want to celebrate your success. They want to be proud of you, seeing how good you do and seeing what new songs you've learned. People want to encourage you and tell you to keep going. And listen, you need that encouragement. I need that encouragement. I need people telling me, listen, that was awesome. You did a great job. Keep up the good work. I'm really proud of you. And we get that when we share our music with others. And people want to know that you're enjoying what you're doing. Especially, listen, 2020, especially in this weird, strange year, it's more important than ever for us to share music with others. If you've ever had me as a teacher, you've probably heard me talk about Alzheimer's disease. Ladies, do either of you know what Alzheimer's is? Yeah. If you're watching and you've never heard of Alzheimer's, it's this terrible disease where you're basically losing your memory. It's a real sad thing that a lot of times grandparents will have this. Older people will usually suffer from this. And it gets to the point where maybe their adult children will walk in the room and they won't recognize quite as much. We're going through that in my family right now. My grandmother recently had to go into a nursing home, and my dad has been calling her mom, his mother, and she doesn't recognize his voice anymore. She thinks it's somebody else, and kind of is forgetting some of those, and that's a really hurtful thing. And what we found is that people who do these degrees in like music therapy or music psychology are using music to go in and tap into their memories. They'll actually play music from the decades when they were young, or they'll play a song that maybe was played at their wedding or something, and it'll tap into a memory, and they'll start singing along words that they've long thought that they forgot, and then they'll start pulling out and remembering some things. I saw this really cool video the other day. It was this lady, I think she was like 97 or 98 years old, and when she was younger, she was a ballerina. She did ballet for like some professional ballerina group. I don't know what those are called. So, but it was a long time ago. And now the way she sat, she was kind of hunched over, you know, she was getting a little older and her fingers were down like this. And they played Swan Lake, which is beautiful, beautiful music by Tchaikovsky. That usually is a pretty famous one that people will do ballet to. And she starts listening to it and you can see her kind of hunched over. And then it gets to this one part and she like, her hand like comes, I mean, I am not an elegant person. All right. So me doing my hand like this looks kind of stupid. All right. But the way she did it, it was like the way she had memorized it, and her motions and her movements. And in this video that I watched, they put a side by side. They were showing her right now. And then they were showing a video of her like 50 years ago, doing it perfectly in sync. She was remembering it totally. So music has a way of doing that. And where we might say, I don't really need to do that. Oh, I'm just playing my songs. It's no big deal. We might be forgetting that our family and our friends and our grandparents and our aunts and uncles, they need to be hearing this. They want to be enjoying your music with you, okay? So before I give you our 2 ideas, and this isn't going to be very long, I want to show you 2 things that mean a lot to me with music, okay? The first one is this right here. All right. Does anybody know what I call this song? Sophia, you can unmute your mic if you want to. What do I call, do you know my other name for this song? It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you see the name right there, so I'm sure that you knew that. What I call this song is the band national anthem. It's okay. Don't worry about it, Sophia. I call this the band national anthem because every band student in the world has to play this. Kaylee, you started in 4th grade. Do you remember playing Hot Cross Buns? Everybody's got to do it. So no matter how good you are, you probably remember playing this. My son Kyle made me this. And if I hold it, I don't know if you can see the entire thing, but it's got sheet music. This is not Hot Cross Buns music. It looks a little bit more difficult. Kaylee, you might recognize it as 24 or 6 to Awesome. He used some sheets like that. And then he cut out the letters and he put all this. My son plays the saxophone. So these are actually the first 3 notes on the saxophone, B, A, G, when you play that together. Now, he might not think this is a big deal. He did it for an art class one year. This means a lot to me because I like this song. I remember I have to teach it every year. So, you know, I kind of get sick of hearing it, but I love seeing my students like, hey, I did it. I can't believe it. It's this piece of joy that music brings to me. The second one, Kaylee especially will recognize. All right. Last year, so this is 2019, our honor band got to play the national anthem at a baseball game. Sophia, this would be something that you would be eligible for starting this year or next year to do our honor band. And what we do is we have tryouts for our honor band. They start playing, you know, music that's a little bit more tricky. And we learned a bunch of new music, and we went and played at a baseball game. And so we were all out there right in the middle of the field, you know, bum, 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 playing our hearts out. They made a big announcement over the loudspeaker. They were like, and now, please rise for the national anthem played by the band. And we were out there. We were up on the big screen. They were zooming in on our faces and everything. It was one of the coolest times ever to share music. And at the very end, you know, the crowd goes nuts. They're all clapping for us. I almost dropped my baseball on my piano right here. So about halfway through the game, one of the guys hits a home run, and it goes over the fence. It might have been a foul ball. I think it was a foul ball. It went over the fence and out of the stadium, and I saw it as my opportunity. I was like, I need a memento from the day, and I ran out of the stadium. I was like knocking people over. I wasn't, but, you know, I was running, trying to get out there. I had to jump over a fence. I had to climb through these bushes and everything, and I couldn't find it. I'm scared of snakes anyway, so I was kind of nervous. But I finally found it, and I was like, yes! And so then I brought it home, and I wrote it on there to remind me of these times. Listen, music isn't just, oh, good, I played my little song today. Music is so fulfilling. And to be able to have memories like this, or like, or like this, really is fulfilling to us and to others. And for us to be able to share it with them is really, really exciting. They need you to share. So here's a couple ideas. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. All right, can you see that? Nice, thank you, Sophia. Okay, so I got a couple ideas on here. The first one is if you're going to have a virtual Thanksgiving. So that's these ideas right here. Now, if you're not going to see family, and I know some people are a little bit nervous about going to see grandparents, and listen, if you're not going to see anybody for Thanksgiving, that's okay. You can still take part in this. But here's a couple virtual ideas. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. You can do a video call and play a song for somebody. Man, think about how excited your grandma is going to be, or your grandpa is going to be, or you know, some family member you haven't seen in a long time, or a neighbor, you know, that might be lonely at home, and you call them up and say, "Hey, I've been learning. My band director gave me this challenge. I need to play for somebody, and I wanted to share my music with you." That's so easy to say. And then, man, play Hot Cross Buns, play Jingle Bells, play Baby Shark. You might drive them nuts with some Baby Shark. But listen, they're going to be so excited that you shared your music with them. If you can't do a video call, just record a short video. And you can text it or email to them. Man, not a whole lot of times. My nephews and nieces are all like 5 years old and younger. So they don't send me stuff on their own. They don't have phones yet. But occasionally my brother will send me a photo or a video of my nephew. And, you know, he's either saying, "Hey, Uncle Brian, hope you're doing okay." And it like makes my day. So those are some virtual ideas that you can do. Those are a little bit tricky, or a little bit limited with those. If you're going to see some people over Thanksgiving in person, man, definitely, you could play on Thanksgiving. Imagine the family's getting ready to eat, and you pull out your flute or saxophone or clarinet or trumpet or whatever you play, and you say, "Hey, I've been learning some music and I want to share it to you. I'm thankful to be in the band. Here's some music." And you play it for everybody. They're going to go nuts for you. They're going to love it. You can take your instrument to somebody's house and play for them. If people are coming over to yours, you can just bring it out right then. There's so many really easy ideas for you to play. And remember what the challenge is. The challenge is get somebody to video you or take a picture of you doing that. And then what I want you to do is send that in to me. Before I show you the email address and the texting, I want to show you one more thing that's going to kind of give you some inspiration. And I'm pulling it up right now. Let's see. This was last year. Thanksgiving challenge. Okay. Yes. I've got a bunch of these. These are good. All right. Share screen. Check. Go to this one. Check. All right. Take a look through some of these. I'll try to open them up. All right. There's photo number one. I mean, look, this is Grandma came over for Thanksgiving, and so we've got somebody playing a clarinet solo. Really cool. Here's another one. All right, this young guy was a first-year trumpet player named Wyatt, and he had, I think this was his aunt or his mom who played the clarinet, and you can see that they're at church, and they had an opportunity to play a little song as people started coming in for a Thanksgiving service. That's super cool. That's a good idea. I love this one. You got somebody over here who probably didn't even know their picture was being taken. They got a smirk. You got maybe grandpa over here, grandma or mom, dad, a sister in here. It looks like they're all enjoying Thanksgiving. They even have a Christmas tree up already. I'm not trying to be snoopy on their pictures, but you can see that they're having a great time and enjoying themselves, and she's sharing her music. Here's another one. Looks like she's playing for somebody, some clarinet. Okay. Here's another one. Oh, this is Mario. Mario's a great tenor sax player. And he's playing for his abuela. Some more pictures. Oh! I recognize this person. Kaylee, did he enjoy your playing? You might not even have known your picture was being taken. Here's Aiden. Aiden and his sister, and he played a little bit for them. Here's somebody playing on their couch. And they just sent in some pictures. Listen, it really doesn't matter what you take a picture of or what you video. Share your music with somebody. They need your encouragement, and they want to hear your music. And then send that in, and we'll have some winners on that. Last thing, let me share one more screen and show you our contact information for that. Here it is. All right, the exact challenge is send in a picture of you sharing your music with others. And here it is. If you need to write it down, there it is. I'm going to be sending out another email to everybody so they can see it. But there's the email address you'll send it in, Brian Weir at AIMA.info. And you spell Weir, W-E-E-R. I don't know how many students I've seen be like, oh, did he say that? No, it's E-E-R. And then at AIMA.info, or you can text it to 336-BAND-1, which is basically like you typing in 336-652-2631. Okay, listen, that's all the information that I needed to go through today. I wanted to express to you the challenge so that you have that opportunity. And I think that sometimes we forget that we really have this cool ability and opportunity to make music and play music for others and then share it. It's one of the most exciting things that you can do. And usually most students do this. They're a little nervous. They're a little bit scared about doing it. And then as soon as they do it, they're like, oh, I did it. That was awesome. And everybody's clapping for you. And you, whoo, there's this feeling afterwards that you know you just did really, really awesome. Okay, so send in those videos, send in those pictures, text them in, email them in anytime next week. And I'll be so proud of you guys. Thank you so much. Does anybody have any questions, or does anybody have any ideas? Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. If you need to unmute, you can. There we go.
A lot of people in my family, like not just in my immediate family, play instruments, so we could all have a Zoom or actually get together and play them together. And like
that's a great idea. Yeah, that's very cool. Like what other instruments?
Piano, cello. That's pretty much it, but
that's awesome. And then with you playing too.
Yeah.
Very awesome. Yeah. There's actually music, and probably what I could do is if you need some ideas on music, I think you all have a lot of music. You could legitimately play anything out of your book. They'll be proud of you. But if you needed something where you're like, I'm looking for some new music, by all means, let me know. I'm going to be sending out a Christmas song list. Actually, the week after Thanksgiving, I usually send that out. But it's got lots of easy Christmas tunes that you can play. And by the end of the year, we usually send out a whole list of newly composed songs, like we've done the Avengers, Black Panther, we've done Star Wars, we've done Charlie Brown music. We've a lot of fun stuff that people really enjoy playing. We call that the summer play, because we need stuff over the summer to be able to enjoy. Any other questions? Okay, listen, send in those videos. And if you didn't catch it earlier, we do have a lot of people that need to watch it later this time, so we didn't have as many people on. All ladies on here. Thank you so much for joining us. And listen, I need my pencil. I've got to write down who is here, because usually I'll do a drawing. Actually, if I just take a picture of my screen. There we go. Now I've got names on there so that I can see. And I'm just going to have all three of you ladies be our winners of the drawing this week and send you out a little prize. But that'll probably come after Thanksgiving. I know the mail is really, really slow right now. But I'll try to get that out to you soon. So I'm so glad that you joined us. And if you're watching this later, by all means, I'm glad that you watched. Try to come and join us live. We were having about 15 to 20 people who emailed and said they couldn't be here tonight. But try to get here. The very next one that we're doing, and I want to just glance at my calendar because I want to give you the correct date, is one that you do not want to miss. This one was more us chatting about the challenge. The next one is a Christmas music event. It's on December 12th, and it's called Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree, Jingle Band and Christmas Fun. This one is going to be super cool. So we're going to have Christmas music. We're going to have a couple Christmas games, stuff that you're not going to want to miss. So each time we do one of these Zoom things, we try to do it on a different day. Some people can't come on Monday. Some people can't come on Tuesday. Turns out a lot of people can't come on Thursdays, like we're doing on this one. But that one's going to be a Saturday, December 12th, 6:30 p.m. If you're not out Christmas shopping and doing stuff, join us and have your instrument ready on that one, because we're going to play a lot. If nobody else has any questions, listen, ladies, Enjoy. Thanks so much for joining us. And we'll see you next time, okay? So long.